Friends, today I have to admit something that I've been holding back for quite some time. It's embarrassing, but I have an addiction. But don't worry, it's not sex, drugs, or rock and roll. But let's not talk about the tons of plastic model kits lining my display cases, or the carrying case full of expensive out of print tabletop miniatures, or all of the video games that I've been collecting across the decades. This is something far more than that. It's almost a magical dessert drink that takes everything I love about tea and then adds more. You might think it's silly, but it's boba. So, thankfully, boba's also the topic of today's tea talk. So pull out your oversized straws because there's gonna be a whole lot to chew on. Get it? I'll just go. Boba, boba, boba. I'll never forget the day my still good friends introduced me to it. Squishy texture of these pearls, sweet taste of pudding milk tea. I always end up getting it when I go back home to visit them in Canada. So it's basically tradition to me now. But for those of us outside of Asian influenced parts of North America, or Taiwan as a whole, you might need an explanation to understand the craze. Boba, or bubble tea, derives its translated namesake from its original Chinese name, Zhenju Nai Cha, which means pearl milk tea. The pearls, or bubbles, are little balls of tapioca starch that are cooked in with the tea and then added so that when sucked through a large straw, it gives the drinker something more to chew on, so to speak. Invented during the 80s in Taichung, Taiwan, it can be drunk using either plain or milk tea of any variety and is often served cold to retain the chewiness of the pearls or other fillers. Traditionally, boba used tapioca starch balls, but there are tons of other toppings available now to replace it, including various kinds of jellies, puddings, popping boba, taro balls, red bean, aloe, lychee, and a whole lot more. The tea can also be flavored using powders and syrups to emulate things like chocolate, taro, strawberry, mango, coconut, apple, and rose, to name a few. For those of us living on the edge, there's also yuanyang, or kopicham in Malaysia, named after mandarin ducks that symbolize conjugal love. It's a mixture of 3 parts dark, rich coffee to 7 parts Hong Kong-style milk tea. That's guaranteed to keep you up at nights in cold sweats from just the raw caffeine kick. Add some tapioca to it, you got yourself a boba that puts red eye coffee to shame. So, when you boil it down, boba might seem like a fad that's only just taken over in the past 3 decades, but it's actually a new way to drink tea that would normally never get consumed. It's a pastime, a dessert, and a gateway to broadening people's notions of what tea should be all in one. And that's not to say it doesn't have its downsides either. For as great as it is, there are 2 really glaring issues that people should be wary about, and I'll conveniently bring that to your attention. First is the use of powders. Many places will sacrifice good quality for bottom line, and opt to use nothing but powder as the base of the drink to save on time and cost. In that case, you're not getting tea at all, just flavored sugar, dehydrated milk, and starch. If you've always been drinking it, ask your local shop next time if they use leaf or powder, and actively look for the shops that use real leaf instead. The taste difference is like night and day, not to mention you get all the benefits and the real kick from real tea. If you haven't tried boba yet, give it a chance if you're in a place that serves it next time, and hopefully, you won't be disappointed. The second point I want to talk about is the added unhealthy factors of the drink. If you walk into a store and just order your drink without saying anything else, you'll end up with not only the drink, but heaping tablespoons of added sugar you don't want or need. If you want that sensation of chewing without all the carbs and sugar, make sure to ask about adjusting the added sugar, preferably to little or not at all, and opt to replace the pearls with something else. As a tip, remember that most fillers contain sugar themselves. Think of pre-sweetened aloe jelly, red beans, or any kind of egg or taro pudding. Those are the sort of things that immediately come to mind. That would offset any of the natural bitterness from the tea already. Also, some places consider the sugar as the powder or syrup, so make sure to stress that they don't add any additional sugar beyond the flavor that they already put in. Otherwise, this incredibly customizable drink will run you anywhere between $3 or $5 USD or Canadian, or more, depending on the number of fillers that you add, or if they give you an extra charge for drinking it hot or as an ice slush. But all in all, boba is just playful and fun. Something light-hearted that can be enjoyed by most anyone, and a good indicator that folks might be ready to play with tea beyond just the leaves and water. Before we wrap up, if you're feeling adventurous, did you know that you can make your own boba at home? As a little something to our viewers, keep your eyes peeled for the next video that we'll post, teaching you how to make your own boba at home. But in the meantime, you guys know the drill. Hit that like and subscribe button to get more content that's steeped with knowledge. I'll just excuse myself. Thanks again for tuning, guys. See you next time.